I'm saying? Will you ever wear a 2-on-4?
Would I? Because it's for him. Yeah, but I don't think that the retros nowadays are made for basketball, like the Ultra Fly or sneakers that they make for us to actually wear. Of course, I like to support my guy. A really good friend of mine. To wear that on the court right now.
To see you, motherfucker. You ain't see that.
Let's go! I needed that. Thank you, Carlin 3 Towns.
Hey, come here, Chris. Come here, hurry. Come here. Jump up here with me. No, don't get in. Don't get in. Yeah, jump up here. Press R1. No, press R1 right here. Press R1. Come here. Hurry up for the bitch start driving. Press R1. Hurry up, bro. Jump up here, motherfucker, before she get out. Press R1 up here.
Okay, I went to the White House with the team, and I wore...
Hey, don't shoot no rockets in there, cause you gonna blow us up.
No balls.
Yeah, bitch, you with us, bitch. You a hostage. Drive, bitch. Keep driving, bitch. I'ma kill you.
Who's the hostage?
We on top of this bitch car killing people. Oh, I got a present for you. Behind me, bitches.
He's a sports fan, especially Chicago sports. You can always catch him at some of our games. I think he's a lefty. I heard he's nice. I heard he's not bad.
Put your bitch ass back, bitch. Hey, a nigga on that little flying motorcycle. That nigga Chris, the nigga flew right behind me, right? That nigga was hovering. And the nigga looking at, I think when I shoot the rocket, I put the gun down, I started busting his ass, the nigga turned left. Bitch ass nigga trying to come for me. You better bad back. Fuck with me, nigga, I'm gonna blow your ass up.
Other than that, it's really all Jordan. Like,
Hey, this bitch driving fast, nah, that's what I like.
A Jordan guy, head to toe, that's what I don't like.
You found your truck? Oh no, I fell off. Come here, bitch. Stop at the red light. You crazy. You gonna get a ticket. I ain't the master. This hoe brought me back to my goddamn motorcycle. What kind of bitch is this? This hoe, I guess the hoe was on my team.
I would say,
Can't believe I missed that shot.
We gotta go. Mafia crew, let's go. Woo.
I thought it was the Crips. I'm confused now.
I'm in my mafia unit, fool.
I thought you were a Crip though. I'm confused now.
I'm crippin', but nigga, I'm in my mafia motherfucking unit. Come on, Chris, hop on top. Nigga, I did pull over. Now come on before we die. I'm a die gangster.
Green! Well, somebody blows it up though as soon as you bought it.
I'm on the clock. What
You call your new whip, I'm gonna call my old whip. It ain't too old. It's old, but it's new, but it's really kind of old. I'm gonna tell you how it is that you really is the whole. Slow down, slow your roll. Let me tell you about the flow about my young little age when I was smoking on that dope. Passing sweet to a bunch of old bitches sipping that green. And I'm gonna tell you how it is, bitch. Hold you tripping. I'm whipping in the kitchen, hold you tripping. And I'm whipping on the wheel, bitch.
No, they hit it! This is bullshit!
I'll bring it to you. I'll get back to it then.
You ain't want no flex. You ain't want no plex, little boy. Who you a fucking
We
with?
lost!
Hey, you faggot ass bitch.
Yeah, I don't really pay attention to how much.
Get your faggot. I'm gonna whoop the faggot out your ass.
$2,000, whatever that is. Like I said, that's the one that is not $2,000, but to me it's worth 2,000.
So Jimmy, we talked Obama, MJ, your favorites. Now it's the easy part, but the rounds of shells and why.
Shoot. Wait, no.
Don't you remember me, motherfucker? Don't you remember me?
You never heard or seen
I can't fucking see you. I'm trying to kill you so the cops won't kill your dumb ass fool. Let me kill you, dummy. Oh, I thought they would. You shot at me. I thought that was the cops was on you. Hey, look what happened. Cruz kept doing the jerk off shit at me. So I'm trying to punch that nigga. I said, alright, bitch. So I left the crew was in. I left that shit so we could be able to fight. Then I whooped his ass. That nigga pulled out the gun. That nigga pulled out the gun and shot. And as soon as he shot, a car came out of nowhere. And I know, swiped his ass the fuck up. Then I have to finish him off, baby. Red Dead Redemption, these boys. Come on, bitches.
Let's go! Kill them! Nowhere to go. It is over.
And that ain't you over there. No, that ain't your ass no shotgun. Get your ass back, Popo. You don't want this pressure. Oh, gotta go. Gotta go. Bridgman, do not come out here, sir. You might want to stay inside out there for like at least for like 2 minutes, at least if we get cleared the way for you. Alright, man. We got one out here. And then us flying. Oh, I'm flying for real. Oh shit, slow down, bitch. No. Alright, good shit. I might escape the popo there by doing that. Haha. No, 208.
give a damn about her bad reputation. These are the staples of what would be Ronda Rousey's iconic MMA walkout. It's one of the best and most intense in the sport's history. But the biggest walkout, the one that had to be the most exciting and the most intense, was at UFC 193 when Ronda took on Holly Holm. Now, of course, in hindsight, we know the
Yeah, I
outcome
don't
here.
think they got enough color.
UFC
Oh,
193 was truly the height of Ronda's MMA career before that head kick. She was unbeaten and had burned through everyone that they had put in front of her. This Australian stadium seated 56,000 people, and they were there to see Ronda fight. This pay-per-view sold over 1 million buys. Ronda was larger than life, and this walkout marked heights in MMA rarely seen. Rogan again amping up the walkout, comparing her to Mike Tyson. It's the most powerful Ronda walkout, even more so in hindsight, knowing that this was the beginning of the end. Number 8, George St. Pierre, UFC 129. By the time UFC 129 came around, George St. Pierre was definitively the greatest welterweight of all time and the biggest star in Canadian MMA history. His bout with Jake Shields would mark his 6th straight title defense and his 2nd straight in his home country of Canada. But this bout was not fought at the Bell Center in Montreal that seated 23,000. It was held in Toronto at the Sky Dome, which seated 55,000. The walkout, which started with some beautiful shots of the massive crowd as well as the Canadian flag, then cut to GSP in his signature gi and headband as he jogged the long distance from backstage to the cage. All business and laser focused. He didn't even notice a headband wearing John Jones tugging his own as he passed. 55,000 people all there to see that one man who built Canadian MMA from the ground up. Jake Shields must have felt like the whole world was caving in on him. The sheer amount of support for GSP by the crowd and the intense walkout still gives me goosebumps. But it was another entrance on that same card that stole the show. Number 7, Mark Hominick, UFC 129. Mark Hominick was the definition of a road warrior his entire MMA career. Having fought professionally since 2002, Hominick, who is from Ontario, had never fought in his home province in 28 professional bouts. His 5 wins previous to UFC 129 didn't even take place in Canada. So his title fight against the greatest featherweight in history, Jose Aldo, would be his first time fighting
so I can take off.
9 years of road games, and finally Hominick was coming home to he's coming home. Between the Canadian flag display, the song, and Hominick's story of traveling for nearly a decade to get back to where it all started against the toughest opponent he would ever fight, it made me proud to be a Canadian.
Now, this is an old ass car right here I got. This whole shouldn't be too fast.
But you don't need to be a Canadian to be able to appreciate.
Prison cannot drive for shit.
All relate to. Number 6.
Bro, just drive on the right side of the road, bro. God damn, that being ass.
Statement leading into a fight, and there was no better statement made previous to a title fight against the notoriously intimidating Anderson Silva than Tom Petty's "I Won't Back Down," used by Chris Weidman as he walked out at UFC 162. Anderson Silva was on a 17-fight win streak going into this bout, and he was considered by most to be untouchable. Even after struggling against Chael Sonnen, he somehow came out on top. It looked like the middleweight legend might never be beat, and he was certainly one to be intimidated by.
Damn, my car wasn't so wide. I couldn't
walkout song part draped in the American flag, his face solemn with the look of someone who knew what they needed to do to win, but they weren't particularly happy about it. Even at the time, this walkout gave me goosebumps because it felt like such a statement, and I assumed Weidman was going to get destroyed. Of course, he didn't, and it's one of the all-time great moments in sports history, and it all started with that walkout. Number 5, Conor McGregor, UFC 189. It was clear that Conor McGregor was going to be a megastar even before he captured the featherweight strap, and the UFC knew it. So going into what would have been his crowning moment at UFC...
Oh my god, can I make a free throw, 2K?
Off the card, the UFC wanted Conor's walkout for his initial featherweight title fight to be special, and they really nailed it here. Sinead O'Connor...
See, your shit faster than my shit probably by
in the entrance area amid green
5
lighting
or 10 miles.
Which has always been an intense affair, was heightened to new levels as the lack of the importance of PIG walkout music toned down the usual bravado that comes with that song being played directly after the walkout. So we were left with a simmering intensity.
I can't believe I'm selling against them now.
Another golden moment by Rogan came as he tried to explain just how much pressure was on McGregor in this moment.
The Irish people have come out tonight in a way that just defines them as a nation. This man has incredible weight on his shoulders right now.
What you need, boss? Some wheels? I can bring them around.
Now, the height behind all of this, very few human beings in this
It's on the
world
way.
will ever
I'll get back to it then.
anything remotely similar what's going on inside the mind and the body of Conor McGregor as he steps into this octagon. The weight of the MMA world and all of Ireland on his shoulders.
We expect
despite
the
his
unexpected.
Huge, stakes were high, and
I'll
this
do my
walkout
best.
captured that moment perfectly. Number 4, Fedor Emelianenko, Pride Final Conflict 2004. Pride FC
you can
most
start
definitely
driving,
more
Chris.
theatrical in their entrances than the UFC.
Force
Well,
mutual.
at least the current
How can I be
UFC.
of
Let's
service?
just forget about that Iceman entrance.
I think we can handle that.
But it's
Well,
Pride's
just start
theatrical
driving.
entrances juxtaposed with the absolute stone cold nature of Fedor Emelianenko that is part of the reason his entrance is so powerful. The other part of it is the nature of Pride Final Conflict 2004.
You ain't even gonna hear me coming, nigga. That's how nice this hoe is.
And Fedor's rival Minotauro Nogueira had already fought and won the first semifinal of the night, which meant if Fedor could get past unbeaten Japanese fan favorite Ogawa, he would be rematching the man he took.
Yeah, you don't hear that bitch, Yeah, this the fastest car in the game right here. This the Tesseract.
Play new content first on PS4.
Approaching the drop zone.
Hostile attack chopper.
Oh, what the fuck just happened over there? What the fuck going on? Oh, shit, I ain't liking this shit. Oh. No, I hit that car. That's what happened.
I'm getting bored of running my career.
Oh, please don't do it. Please don't do it. All right, thank you. I ain't blow you up. Well, it wasn't for you, fuck.
Vanderlei Silva was simply violence personified in the early 2000s. Title heading into his first bout with Rampage Jackson. Jackson was on a 7-fight win streak, including a TKO of Chuck Liddell earlier that night on the same card. The two were bitter rivals and have.
Oh no, I keep getting shots made over me!
But it all started in
I don't know what the fuck I just went.
And the scope of the moment gave for some epic entrances after Rampage.
Look at this nigga flying. I see you, boy. Oh shit.
Style. You can feel the energy, the lights, the music.
Yeah, you said tomorrow, man. Getting tomorrow.
Vanderlei's body language is equal parts.
Not tomorrow, Wednesday.
Serious. He's there to hurt someone, and he loves it. It's one of the all-time great entrances.
Cause I don't get my check till tomorrow, and I don't get till I go to work.
Well, pride never dies.
So.
Number 2, Yoshihiro Akiyama. 2006 Dynamite. Before he was sexy,
What the fuck is that?
UFC 100. Yoshihiro Akiyama was a huge star in Japan, having won gold in judo at the Asian Games in 2001 and 2002, as well as amassing an 8-fight win streak on the crown.
God damn it, bitch.
In October, the legendary Sakuraba was also in that tournament. However, he could not compete after winning his quarterfinal.
Oh, we going the wrong way. Hey, we going the wrong way. I saved your ass. We were waiting for that, but we would have been out of there.
Japanese is known for its lavish entrances, much like Pride.
Oh shit! Damn, this so is retarded.
A song that could give anybody the chills before the movie Step Brothers ruined it. Akiyama in full gi emerges from the ground with light that makes him look like he's some sort of mythical being. He then walks.
I don't hear not a sound of an engine at all.
Sakuraba. Then joining hands with his team, Akiyama walks the ramp all while what sounds like
Hey, you know you were pushing me the whole time.
It is a powerful display.
Who the fuck is that, man?
Fight or not. Sadly, everything about this entrance would be tarnished by Akiyama's
That ain't what
victory
I thought it was.
discovered that he was greasy.
You dirty bitch. Why? Hey, that shit not working, nigga.
Iconic in martial arts than the Gracie train. At UFC 1, the larger
Hey,
world had no idea about the power of
shit not flipping.
or how dominated the Gracie family would be
Pretty.
in the early years.
Whoa, hoe ass nigga.
Along with his family,
Hey, hit my shit on the side. You know what the fuck going on?
Watching MMA for the first time, you can see an intensity in Royce Gracie that gave the event far more weight than it probably deserves to have.
Yes, thank you. What the fuck kind of car is this, bitch? Oh shit, Chris! Hey, Chris! Alright, you made it. Oh, no. Chris didn't make it. He ain't make it.
Like and subscribe. We've got 3 videos or more for you every single week.
I don't know how to get
What
back.
fighter walkout do you think is the most intense? Let us know in the comments below.
follow on Twitter, and have yourself a wonderful day.
In exchange for the pursuit of becoming the world's best fighter, it doesn't take the biggest stretch of them.
The Tezzeret. That's the one that cost a goddamn grip.
Losing is something we can all relate to, but it's not likely we will ever lose on such a massive scale as fighters at the top of the MMA world. It is a humiliating and devastating experience, and it's understandable when fighters don't exactly handle the loss in stride, which is why it's important that they do handle loss as well. And
Oh my God! Nobody catch you live.
I literally left Chris, man.
MMA on point, and these are the top 10 fighters who handled huge losses well. Number 10.
Bro, I literally.
UFC wasn't exactly cordial. The two have been going back and forth in the media and press conferences with Bisping.
No, not again. Fucking shit. Hey, this hoe is super fucking light.
You don't know shit, bro. You don't know shit.
This was by far the biggest fight in Bisping's career, and if he could deliver on it, his place as one of the all-time greatest would be more than solidified.
No, too far.
Bisping crashed back down to the earth when GSP sunk in a rear naked choke in the third round, ending their fight in spectacular fashion. Bisping was all class after the bout, though, continuously congratulating the now middleweight champion and giving a respect-filled post-fight interview to Joe Rogan, praising St. Pierre for his victory.
You know, simple as that. Fucking kill me. Congratulations.
Considering everything that this fight meant for Bisping, it's a great show of character how well he handled the defeat. Number 9, Kazushi Sakuraba, Pride 13 Collision Course. Kazushi Sakuraba was a legend in Japanese MMA by the year 2000 and a megastar, having won 12 bouts, including 4 victories over the legendary Gracie family, earning him the moniker the Gracie Hunter. He even created his own belts.
You really stuck now. Oh, that bitch on fire! Hey, get out of here! Just crazy run, bitch! Oh, he ran the other way, you dirty bitch!
And soccer kicks on the ground in the first round, ending the fight.
I ain't fuck with this evil ass nigga no more. That nigga is toxic.
Doctors arose from his devastating defeat to place his Saku belt around the waist of Vanderlei Silva. And
I ain't must see you at first, nigga.
Thanked the crowd and simply said he would be back and accepted a rematch that Vanderlei had offered. Sakuraba took his first real devastating loss like an absolute champ. Number 8, Junior Dos Santos, UFC 166. Junior Dos Santos and Cain Velasquez have a storied history together at heavyweight after crushing Cain to win the gold on the inaugural UFC on Fox.
The car is the clutch.
JDS take massive amounts of punishment in a decision loss. JDS's third encounter with Velasquez might have been the most devastating. After a brutal 5-round beatdown, the champion finished the fight with TKO, and the scope of the loss was huge.
That's why I'm like, why the fuck you couldn't get up here?
From now on would be much harder, and his last 3 fights were absolutely brutal physically. Despite all of this, Junior Dos Santos was almost chipper in his post-fight interview with Joe Rogan, making no excuses and joking. What can I say? It bit me up. If you freeze frame the smiling Rogan and Dos Santos and ask someone if that person won the fight, they would probably say yes. JDS, you are the nicest guy in the world. Number 7,
on the clock.
Stipe
What do you want?
Miocic,
Some
UFC
wheels?
26. Going into his super fight with light heavyweight champion Daniel in July, Stipe Miocic was on top of the MMA.
I forgot to tell you that.
Betting favorite going into the bout, but was shockingly KO'd late in round 1.
Wanna go win this, old nigga? You ain't gangster, nigga.
To make matters even worse, Brock Lesnar stormed the cage afterwards and stole all the headlines, along with any chance Stipe had of speaking or being discussed after the bout. In the post-fight press conference, though, sporting some nasty cuts all over his face, Stipe was ever the grateful and as he
hey. I'm not going to use the boost. I really want to check out the speed, though. Oh shit, you dirty bitch!
fight in his career and was disrespected in the cage
cool.
afterwards by the Lesnar fiasco. To have perspective like that is
Well,
impressive.
fucking told me that I would go.
Number 6.
Yeah, my shit heavy. That's why I got this. So.
2006, holding a record of 22-1 with the UFC middleweight title.
Bitch ass truck, you better get the hell out of my car.
And I think we all know how this story goes. After a devastating
Alright, that
display
nigga
of
work.
class, Silver wrapped the fight up about midway
Good
through the
man.
first and would hold on to that title for the next 7 years. Franklin, sporting a severely broken nose in his post-fight interview, he immediately thanked the crowd for coming, gave an honest assessment of the fight. I'll tell you honestly, I was not expecting to be that strong in the clinch, and when we clinched up, I just said I was expecting that to be my sweet spot, and it gave me a lot of trouble. And said he would go home and get back to work. A classy interview. But Franklin has gone even further beyond just taking the loss well. In 2014, he gave a speech for TEDx Talks Chicago about the experience of losing to Anderson Silva, titled How to Be a
That was kind of nice.
A wounded war veteran at Walter Reed Hospital gave him perspective on how insignificant his loss to Silva really was. And throughout
Hey, what's wrong with you?
losing, helping others deal with losing is next level.
Oh my God, today!
Oh
shit! I'm gonna ask you about the Nuggets.
Fedor Emelianenko is known for his incredible calm before and after fights, but it's certainly easier to remain calm when having lost the fight. Fedor's win streak is legendary, so when he finally came to the NBA triangle armbar early in round 1 of his fight with Fabricio Verdun, everyone in the MMA world, seemingly unstoppable champion, would respond to such a devastating moment. If he thinks his legend, Fedor took the
I'm
loss.
fucking talking out. Fuck this shit, dude. The chick ain't don't want to fucking pull me out.
Nothing was going through his mind, and then gave arguably the greatest post-fight loss assessment in the history of MMA when he
Give me a
said,
damn ball.
Gus Johnson, normally as quick on his feet in interviews as anyone in the business, simply responded after.
Oh! Did you just fucking see that shit? Oh my fucking God. Oh my fucking God. Bro, Chris just did like 20, 30 flips. I shot it right at the police. The rocket went right past this nigga while he was fucking flipping, bro. Oh my God, that shit was dope. Oh my fucking God. Am I broadcasting? Please tell me I am broadcasting. Oh yes, I am fucking broadcasting. I am the clutch.
Easily winning every single round of the fight.
Oh yeah. That's no, it's two sides too. It's two sides though.
Thank you. Finally, y'all want to put me out there. We got our ass for about the
Go on this side. Oh, this side was not the right side. Oh, this side was not. That side was not it.
I don't give a fuck. Pulling the fuck out. Come on, let's end this fucking game already. Shit.
They ain't smoking no more. I'm trying to stop this shit. Alright, bad cars though. I'm gonna have to take this bitch to the shop in a little bit.
Only not working hard enough, Sonny took a moment that was with no excuses and with honesty about how he felt and how the fight went.
What the fuck did I do? How did I kill you? I killed the cop. Oh, I did not see you. Why the fuck did you way back here? You supposed to big go. Oh my God, it's an ultimate roadblock up there.
Johnson has seen heights rarely reached in the MMA world. Going into his rematch.
Hey Chris, you need a ride? I got a ride. Hey, come hop in real quick, bro. Come on, hey, come on, hop in one time. Oh, my personal car been destroyed. No! No! Bullshit.
That seemed to hold any bitterness. In fact, he almost seemed upbeat.
You can't take it though.
Excitement about going home to his wife and children, and at the presser, DJ simply explained.
Oh my God! If I gotta pay for that car, I ain't gonna be able to get it.
Jim, so
Yeah, that car destroyed, bro.
It's part of a much longer game, and that the loss ultimately meant nothing for his future. An incredible
we
attitude to have
expect
after a loss. MMA
I think we
needs
can
more
do that.
fighters like Mighty Mouse. Number 2, Conor McGregor, UFC 196. Several of the fighters Conor has defeated nearly made this list, Chad Mendez and Max Holloway, but it is Conor himself who takes our number 2 spot for his incredible handling of the loss to Nate Diaz on UFC 196. McGregor had every reason to make an excuse about why he lost. He took the fight on very short notice. It was 2 weight classes above where he's champion, and Nate Diaz is simply unkillable. He's like Jason Voorhees. Not to mention, Conor didn't just lose, he lost in devastating fashion. It was exactly the fuel his detractors needed to amp up their criticisms of the fighter. And still to this day, you can see images of the two on
that's some whole ass shit. I gotta run all the way to the beach to get a bitch ass car.
McGregor did not let what could have been a moment that defined his career even define his evening. He powered through each interview, be it with Joe Rogan or a Hawani backstage or at the post-fight press conference, each time praising Diaz for his performance and genuinely analyzing why he lost the fight.
But I was inefficient with my energy. But I'm humble in victory or defeat. And I respect Nate. He came in. He took the fight on short notice, came in at 170 and done the job.
No excuses were made. Just Conor taking an honest look at himself, what he did wrong to lose the fight, and what he must do in the future. It was a time that he didn't think he even had, given how brash he went into the promotion.
Oh, these them bitch, that them bitches go.
A loss as he is in a win.
Dirty bitches.
Number 1, Dominic Cruz, UFC 207.
All for you bitches.
There are few moments in mixed martial arts greater or more human than Dominic Cruz's post-fight press conference at the UFC 207. The last time Dominic Cruz had a loss was almost a decade earlier, and he had battled through 2 career-ending injuries to get back to his place at the top of the UFC's bantamweight division. Unfortunately, after he got there, he was met with a 5-round loss to Cody Garbrandt, his first loss since the Bush administration. Sporting sunglasses at his post-fight press conference, Cruz refused to sit down and set the tone from the very first question that was asked of him.
Obviously a tough night tonight.
Oh! Oh, you went under the hell too? Oh yeah, that's still too loud. All I see is that cop car explode right in front of me, and I blew that bitch up. And that hoe went right above me, and I flew. Oh. Hey, Chris, this getting kind of hectic.
Someone who just got beat up. It's incredible how clear-headed Cruz is after this loss regarding what happened in the fight and what losing means in the greater scheme of life. It truly needs to be seen to do it justice, but there has been no greater response to a loss in mixed martial arts than Dominic Cruz on that night. Thanks for watching. Please give us a like and subscribe. We've got 3 videos or more for you every single week. Were there any fighters you thought handled losses just as well? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to follow On Point MMA on Twitter and have yourself a wonderful day.
I must say, what an incredible card. Still buzzing from how great that was. How good does Tyron Woodley look at?
Touch the damn ball, Katie.
He just fucking left me in the trench of all trenches. I damn near fucking died. Oh, where the fuck did this car come from?
I can't imagine anyone predicted that or bet on him winning that way anywhere in the world. If you did, fix or it didn't happen. MMA is a crazy, unpredictable sport. At any rate, this is the second part of the series detailing the history of the welterweight division. In part 1, we covered the lineal championship history of the division.
Hey, Chris, give him Bobby, man.
Of the belt outside of the UFC, and in this video, we'll cover it from the first champion, Matt Miletich, all the way to the present day with Tyron Woodley.
In a sport where athletes subjecting a 9-to-5 stage for the pursuit of becoming the world's best fighter, it doesn't take the biggest stretch of imagination to believe many fighters often find themselves doing whatever it takes.
Oh shit, the motherfucking... Oh.
fighters end up sabotaging the final portion for the entirety of their professional careers. People often say there's a fine line between greatness and craziness, and this list goes to prove that. I'm Tom from MMA on Point, 10 careers ruined by self-sabotage. Number 10, Jason Mayhem Miller. Jason Miller's antics outside of fighting have definitely overshadowed his career. Miller has a 28-10 record against the likes of Rocky Lawler and Tim Kennedy. He also fought victory and Strikeforce titles. He's coached season 14 of The Ultimate Fighter and had his own MTV reality show called Bully Beatdown. However, Mayhem lacked mental health.
I was so close to you. And then what happened was they were like
and Stevie Dollaway, and prior to the Dollaway bout at UFC
10,000. I'm fucking broke.
I'm sorry, I couldn't help.
I got $0.
Jump in and fired Miller before he could retire. Dana White saying Miller was being a clown in his wardrobe choices after
I'm about to kill myself.
police officers. Amidst his troubles with the law, Miller returned after a 4-year absence in Italian promotion Venator FC. Miller was scheduled to fight for the middleweight title against
I don't want to draw this shit. My good ass partner got fucking broke as fuck up.
Was instead scheduled to fight at light heavyweight where he lost by submission and has.
Damn, how the fuck can I make some quick money?
Number 9, Jesse Taylor. Jesse Taylor is the epitome of an MMA veteran. He holds a 31-15 record.
I got an idea. We already close by
major promotion. Here is only some of the organizations he has fought for: King of the Cage, Dream, Strikeforce, Impact FC, KSW, KSW.
I can't get the ball, dude. Pass the ball, fucking snake!
Stints on the Ultimate Fighter. On Tough Season 7, Taylor advanced to the finals after winning 3 bouts in the competition. When the show was finished, filming, Taylor and 4 other castmates stayed in Las Vegas for an extra night. And man, well, things were pretty wild as Taylor was caught kicking out a limousine window on video and causing all kinds of trouble in their hotel. White famously kicked Taylor off the show.
Make some money right quick.
Taylor then got the opportunity of redemption on season 25, where he would return and end up splitting the Diego Lima in the final to win the decision and all the scenes were gutted. That was until Taylor failed a USADA drug test the following month and was suspended by the UFC for 1 year. He is still under suspension and is able to return September 13th, 2018. Number 8, Nick Diaz. Okay, bear with me for this one. The argument isn't that Nick Diaz has sabotaged his whole career, but he's sabotaging the final portion of his career. The former WEC and Strikeforce welterweight champion has always wanted big money fights, and now is his time to be cashing in. Diaz's stock has remained incredibly high for a man who hasn't fought in over 3 years and hasn't actually won a fight since 2011. And fans always wonder when and if Nick Diaz will return, because him and his younger brother Nate are highly entertaining characters in MMA. However, Diaz has
I fell down there.
marijuana in Anderson Silva at UFC 183. The Nevada State Athletic Commission suspended Diaz for 5 years.
He's too far, don't waste your time.
The suspension was reduced following an appeal. And when Diaz finally became eligible to compete in August of 2016, he was then suspended for a year due to failing to report his whereabouts to the side. He became eligible again in April of 2018, but still has not competed. Diaz is currently 35 and really could have been involved in big fights with the UFC over the past few years if he was just willing. But Father Time is now catching up to Diaz, and we await to see if he will ever return. Number 7, Josh Crispy. Josh Crispy made his WEC debut at the age of 19 in 2008 after racking up a 10-1 professional record. Crispy weighed more than an absolute 10.
Hey, that nigga with this motorcycle right here, he ain't it, Crispy. That nigga ain't it. We can't. I'm trying to go in, but we gotta kill the dude with the damn thing. He can't come in here. We're like 40 more seconds. That nigga all the way in the city. It take us 5 minutes or 3 minutes to get to the city.
Next.
Done part of it, yeah. I thought he was about to kill him, but
worst case of domestic abuse I've ever seen. 2017, Crispy was sentenced to 5
you only got 30 seconds left. Boy, we got 5 seconds now. That shit better.
Intimidation and improper violence. Number 6, Brian Bowles.
Yeah, that's why we was right there, fool. You can't always say that you actually right here, nigga. It's only one reason.
In his first title defense, Bowles suffered the first loss of his career against Dominic Cruz by Dr. Stoppage due to a broken hand.
Hey, got $385,000 of value stocked up. Tell the whole.
Bowles made a good start to his UFC career. He won back-to-back fights.
Oh, I just remember something. Excuse me, we ain't gotta do this. We can do something else to make more money.
UFC 139, and the fight was acting as a bantamweight title eliminator and favored.
But we ain't gonna go there first. We're gonna get this truck.
He then went on to 18 months away from MMA and was unsuccessful in his return against George Root at UFC 160. Coupled with this loss, Bowles also failed a drug test with elevated testosterone. The allowed ratio is 6-1, although Bowles tested for over 20-1. Was suspended for 9 months. In 2015, Bowles was arrested with various drug and weapon charges, and the UFC released him.
Come on, Chris.
In MMA since its release in 2013, he holds a 10-3 record. Number 5, Paul Kelly. Paul Kelly entered the UFC with a perfect 7-0 record.
Watch how this bitch come out there, so. Are they gonna show a couple of because they normally do it? Nah, they don't have that shit.
Striker who has said he would actively go on.
Do you help up?
The liver puppy was released at
No, you got guns in there too to let you know, bro.
However, it was Kelly's desire for money that landed him in controversy. 2 months after his most recent fight in 2013, Kelly was found guilty of heroin trafficking and was sentenced to 13 years jail time. In an interview with Echo, Kelly said he was guilty
I'm driving.
associated with violent
Go all the way to the back and sit down in one of the chairs.
In late 2017,
yeah, I forgot to tell you about this, motherfucker.
Kelly says that he has the utmost respect for Daly and feels that it's a fight British fans always wanted. Number 4, Usman Palhares. Usman Palhares is well known for being a submission specialist, more recently for undergoing one insane body transformation.
Hey, for a truck, this whole fast than a motherfucker.
Half of his 19
Well,
MMA
18
wins
would
have
let
come by
go.
submission you don't want to play around with. He was suspended by the UFC for 90 days
on
after
my
holding
way.
onto a hit.
Oh shit, hey, nigga, we was on top of that car.
Attempt to break Palhares' grip. 5 fights later in the UFC, Palhares was surrounded by bad press yet again, as he tested positive for elevated testosterone levels following a KO loss to Hector Lombard and was suspended for 9 months. In his comeback, Palhares is right heel, but in an all too familiar stories, Palhares held on to too long yet again and was released by the UFC the following day, even though he had an 8-4 record with the organization.
Hey, Chris, I bet you won't say I ain't got no balls.
A right title would beat the likes of John Fitch and James Shields.
I bet you won't say it.
No balls.
Same balls you got now, motherfucker.
He has since gone 1-1 contests in various organizations.
Hello, motherfucker. Oh, get ready, Chris. This shit about to get real. This shit is about to get real.
Number 3, Evan Tanner. The late Evan Tanner was once a formidable force event. In 2003, he made a run for the UFC's middleweight title, defeating Phil Baroni twice and Bobby Lawler.
Hey, yo, Crimson, you wanna run? I'm at 98.7.
He defeated David Terrell.
Yeah, we got you like that. Give it like about 5 more minutes.
31 win, 4 loss record. One of those losses being to Tito Ortiz for the UFC's light.
Really real. I'm trying to run Park, my guy. She hit 92 in Park. Everyone I hit has been in Park, real. Well, don't you understand? I'm not breaking that streak.
His kidneys were causing too much issues for him to train as hard as a professional athlete should. And of course, he's training.
Well, I mean, like, I'll get to it, then I'll hit it in the Park. You know what I mean?
He did then pick up another win, but take almost 2 years away.
Where the fuck are the tanks? Sorry, bitch.
Tanner would return to the UFC sober. He was unable to find his old form as he go 0-2.
Hey, who the fuck hit us with that? Who the fuck shoot that?
32-8.
Oh, fuck, don't be shooting at us, nigga. I thought we got our ass pop. Hey, yeah, you shooting at us.
Mark the Smashing Machine Kerr, timed with a 15-11 record. Though that generally sounds pretty ordinary, the story of Kerr is anything but. Kerr won the UFC 14 and 15 heavyweight tournament, running through 4 opponents in a combined 6 minutes and 10 seconds. And at the time, Pride had just
boy, coming here with a motorcycle or something, they gonna be blowing our bitch ass the fuck up.
Kerr made his boot to
Hello,
Japan.
baby.
Kerr went on a win streak in Pride to move to 11-0 overall and was widely considered one of the best fighters in the world.
Alright, I'm going right now. How much I supposed to be getting?
Story of steroid and painkiller abuse. Kerr then faced adversity in Pride 7 where Ukrainian opponent Igor Vachanko.
A short little Mexican man. Alright, got you.
He was overturned to a no contest, however. Kerr would overdose on painkillers after the bout and fight for his life in hospital. Kerr would later lose to Vegeta in the Pride opening weight round 3, a bout he was actually expected to win, and sadly would never fight his form again. Kerr took a near 3-year layoff as he reduced his steroid intake and returned at Pride 27, looking like a shell of himself. Kerr knocked himself out going for a takedown in the opening minute of the fight against Yoshihisa Yamamoto, who was a 14-24 round.
No, they're loud. They came in loud, didn't they?
Rate of 7 on his next 9 bouts, and the last 5 in a row. Honourable mentions. Matt Riddle, although never a championship fighter, Matt Riddle may have made that jump if he continued in MMA. Riddle made his pro debut with the UFC and would have held a 9-3 record with the UFC if it wasn't for his use of medical marijuana. The drug caused 2 of Riddle's victories to be overturned to a no contest. Riddle was then released by the UFC in 2013 due to his pure reluctance to give up smoking, and he was only 27 when the UFC released him. And recently, Riddle has signed with WWE in July of this year. Lee Murray, how can we not mention the infamous Lee Murray? Dana White once called Murray a scary individual, not in reference to his fighting.
I'll be back.
Hey, why the fuck I'm dying, crazy motherfucker?
Thought you wish your girlfriend was hot like me.
Followed MMA for any amount of time at all, Big John McCarthy is one of the most familiar faces in the scene. Some new fans may only know him for his good commentary in Bellator, as that's his most recent role in sport. He's a seminal figure throughout his history. He became a fixture starting as early as UFC 2 in 1994 and became just as heavily associated with MMA in North America and the UFC as Bruce Buffer, Jeff Blatnick, and Mike Goldberg. He was the MMA or no-holds-barred referee, as it was called back then. 25 years ago, he was an LA cop learning Gracie Jiu-Jitsu at the Gracie Academy before the world even knew anything about it. And sure enough, he was interested in way more than just learning it as a hobby. At UFC 1, his size and strength were used to help train Royce Gracie leading up to the event because he was that much smaller than the original combatants. By UFC 2, however, Big John was ready to enter the competition himself. After all, he was 6'3", 260 pounds, with real technique and jiu-jitsu behind him. It made a ton of sense. But sure enough, it wasn't meant to be. Royce Gracie was entering the tournament once again, and Rorion Gracie, one of the original founders of the UFC and the man to ultimately choose Royce Gracie to enter the original tournaments, didn't want multiple representatives of jiu-jitsu competing in the tournament against each other. In fact, that was the whole point of it for him in the beginning, is that the Gracie family had the best martial art out there. So as a result, Big John never ended up fighting and found his true calling as one of the best referees of all time, if not the best. On that date in March of 1994, history was made. Number 9, Strange Combatants. If you saw the first video I made about this subject last year, you might remember me mentioning a couple of really strange characters, restaurant owners, and porn tycoons. The list really just goes on. Well, I think that's worth expanding on. Let's start with the restaurant owner, Andy Anderson. He owned a restaurant in Texas that was a totally nude steakhouse, and it was so popular, in fact, that the city of Longview perceived it to be such a moral issue that they literally shut it down. Businesses of its kind became so prevalent in the area that they even had a nickname for them: downtown SOBs, as in sexually oriented businesses.
Okay.
And it was called the Chicken Ranch. And supposedly he got onto UFC 5 by supplying ring girls from his nude steakhouse. This is interesting for sure, but the plot thickens when you dive deeper and learn that he was a member of the Aryan Brotherhood and landed himself 20 years in jail for making and distributing the #1 party drug for young singles in the area, meth. Also money laundering. He fought just once at UFC 5 and got bulldozed by John Hess just a minute and 30 seconds into the fight. The other guy, Freak Hammaker. Why they spelled it that way is totally baffling to me, but it's all fair game for the old days, I guess. His real name was just Frank, so I guess they just didn't think his name was menacing enough as is. He owned a porn theater as well. Unlike Andy Anderson, though, he actually had a legitimate background in Sambo. With this being UFC 2, this actually makes him the earliest competitor in the UFC to represent Sambo. It's the Russian combat sport Khabib Nurmagomedov and Fedor Emelianenko have made famous around the world. Despite dominating his fight and getting the submission, Freak injured his arm in the fight and did not continue on in the tournament. This was Hammaker's only fight. He was memorably replaced with an alternate by the name of Fred Edish, who suffered one of the worst beatings in MMA history against Johnny Rhodes. Number 8, Playboy Magazine. Pretty insane to think that if it wasn't for a good old-fashioned nudie mag, the UFC and MMA as we know it may not exist today, at least here in the West. Believe it or not, though, it's not just about featuring celebs, odd pro wrestlers, and octagon girls, but they actually have some interesting articles if you're apparently looking there of all places for some strange reason. And this all originated out of the Gracie Challenge when the family ventured into America to tell the world of their highly developed and practical martial art, which favored grappling over the typical karate or taekwondo classes that dominated what people thought of martial arts at the time. This drew attention from a columnist within Playboy by the name of Pat Jordan. And according to Art Davie, the man who was pretty much responsible for putting all of this together and making all this happen, and would become the matchmaker for early UFCs, said he wasn't actually reading Playboy himself, but his secretary clipped the articles for him. I mean, sure, yeah, she just happened to be...
Oh, Crimson, you know they fixed the shot clock issue, right? If you're under 10 seconds, the clock will go back to 14 instead of 24. That was part of the patch today. Oh, you can go through a subway now. As a squad. Hey, that's not that bad though to fix. I mean, this is just for neighborhood. Like on gameplay, it says the shot clock should not properly.
Happened, Chris, man? What the fuck you?
Oh, here, Crimson. They also fixed. It says the shot clock will probably be reset to 14 seconds during online games when a foul is called and the shot clock is low. Improve the AI defense switch logic for inbounds and pick and roll cases. Fixed an issue that caused pass steals attempt to be ignored when pressing the steal too many times.
That's the update?
Yeah.
I'm hopping on 2K. I'm hopping.
This is what they fixed an issue where some users were reporting they were not getting VC for completed neighborhood games after exiting the Antioch building. Addresses a case where some users noted a neck seam around my player's shoulders when they use face cams. Fixed an issue where voices was not properly functioning when in squads queue in Antioch. Squad traveling should now properly work when using the subway. Improved ball pickup radius when playing dodgeball. What, on the dodgeball?
Looking at Playboy articles for quality content where everyone else is looking. Whatever, but the article she supposedly found while doing this was simply titled Bad and detailed exactly what Breon Gracie was doing during his family martial arts in the US, taking on all comers in these
what y'all do?
Gracie challenge.
Yeah, I went outside, man. I came back with the truck no more.
Or any of the other Gracie.
Hey, y'all coming before him?
Just like that, maybe was.
Oh, this park ain't it.
Which he properly did.
This park ain't it.
This concept of the Gracie Challenge and these tapes were adapted to a tournament format fitting the best practitioners they could from various disciplines all around the world in a one-night tournament. After being turned down by virtually every TV network from HBO to Showtime, Art Davey eventually came across Semaphore Entertainment Group, a company that specialized in pay-per-view television and taking risks on.
They fixed Pro-Am stuff too.
We got some classic.
I don't know if y'all care about that.
We got some classic video, live video on here today. Very, very classic and funny. Funny moments happen on GTA today.
Oh, they made matchmaking improvements too on Pro-Am. I don't know if that matters, but yeah, they did that too. I don't think y'all care about my team at all, so.
Peter, what's happening?
Why would I get something from Under Armour? The shittiest brand in the NBA. Let's go see what they gave me. Damn, I got 12k VC just from running, what you call it all day?
Just trying to hang on until tomorrow.
On new potential events to bring to the pay-per-view media. Campbell McLaren was the man to pick up the phone, and that's how things began. Number 7, the Pride 1 switcheroo. If you're big
oh, that gave me carry threes.
Remember the first event and one of their featured
those ones are ugly.
Popular Dan Severn and Kimo Leopoldo. Unfortunately, the
2K, baby. I say, hey, 2K, baby. Oh, now.
No, you're singing, ain't it?
2K, baby.
Strange thing, though, is that Dan Severn wasn't supposed to be part of the event at all. He was scheduled to take part in UFC.
You're singing, ain't it?
You hating on my greatness. You looking like a pig next.
I know you ain't talking.
Smith ended up fighting Tank.
Fucking ogre.
His record was an abysmal 6 wins and 5 losses. In fact, he was coming off of 2 losses just before this, one to a very young.
Whatever I am the best of what it is. You understand me? Because I'm the motherfucking
not WWE.
real.
You have yet to win.
No, that's just for today. Sorry, bitch. Like talking your shit. Say I slap you in your mouth cause you was an ugly ass bitch. Yo. Everybody get a lucky win, bitch.